and I am super jazzed getting all this done because that's the last big thing. So now it's just little stuff getting cleaned up. As soon as this heat pump runs fine, then I'm going to call for an inspection. And then little stuff like painting and caulking, that really doesn't matter. So I can always do that after the inspection, but I just want to be able to move stuff in here and be official.
Get a drum as a toy for Christmas. Was one of the greatest innovators. The know who and the right. It's a whole yard full of pan.
Right on, my stuff was in today on this heat pump. My vacuum system engages down here. Anyways, that came in, so I mean, it doesn't sound that difficult. So you don't even use that red side of the gauge. So of course, I just watched some YouTube videos. Not like I'm an expert in anything, but anyway, so I'm jazzed. I'm gonna see if I can get that vacuumed out and pressurized and everything, and that's kind of the last thing I have to do. I got really a lot of stuff around from the rain yesterday, thank goodness, because I could smell the smoke from a fire. There's a big fire not that far away, so I was very thankful we got a lot of rain. Anyways, onto this heat pump. Since I built a whole house by myself, you know I believe in miracles, and this heat pump's one of them. I don't know how this thing is working, but I hooked up the vacuum pump. I mean, it seemed like it was working, kinda. I mean, you know, you start at 0 and you're going below 0, so it's not much of a gauge kind of thing. But anyways, it didn't seem like it was working, and then I released the refrigerant, and I didn't even hear a psht or anything. And then I took off the hose for the vacuum pump, and it didn't go psh like it was releasing gas. So I don't think the vacuum pump was even hooked up and working. So, and somehow it did release gas because I turned on the thing inside. It's got heat's fine, it cools fine. So, I mean, things seems like it's working just fine. So I don't know how, because I did not do this correctly. But hey, I'll take it. Hey, but that's pretty much it. I'm all pretty much done. I'm going to put some covers on this and call it good, but I'll call for an inspection. It's Thursday, so I can't get one till next Tuesday, but we'll see what they say. I'm still missing a few pieces of vinyl up here, but you know, I still got to order those, but I don't think that's going to hold up any inspection or anything. And then all I have to do inside is paint the doors and put up a shelf in the closet and the closet doors. That's all I have to do. So basically the place is about done. Sweet. So the inspector came in here, and boy, he was ticked off. I was like, whoa, because apparently these guys, the other inspectors in the past, haven't like written down electronically what's passed. So all kinds of stuff, I guess, hasn't passed, and I didn't schedule for the final plumbing, you know, yada 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 individually. I just said final. So anyways, so he kind of ticked off, but anyways, he passed the final, I think, electrical and mechanical, but anyways, he failed, you know, a few things. He said, you know, this flex tube thing, he goes, no, that fails, you know, and I said, but what about this sticker, you know, it says it meets all codes, you know, and he said, no, not here. So so anyways, that failed, and so I got that to redo, and I don't know, it's probably going to be a pain now trying to redo my plumbing, you know, after it's all in here. So anyways, I gotta, oh, I don't know, oh, he didn't say I had to redo that, I guess. I didn't have the flex tube in there. I thought I did have the flex tube, so hopefully that was all right. He didn't really say anything. But anyways, he didn't like this wire just coming out the wall without a plate on it, even though, you know, there's no wire here. But anyhow, so I got to get a plate on that, and that goes just down to underneath the house, but it's got to go outside of the house. And, you know, outside on a little, you know, tube. So I'll make a, you know, little L right there to go outside. It has to be over 6 inches, but not over 12 inches, you know, whatever. So anyways, those failed, but that sounds like it's all I got to fix for the final, unless the new inspector coming out finds something else, you know. This guy said he's just going to, you know, give it all to the previous inspector and let him fix all the paperwork. So anyways, they don't seem happy at all. Yeah, I don't think those inspectors are kind of set up for just regular people building their own homes or something. But anyways, I've had them get pissed at me for not putting, you know, scheduling something that I should have, and then had them get kind of upset when I put something I did need inspected. So either way, they expect me to pick this stuff out right. But you gotta look at this, it's hilarious. So this, I don't know if you can really see this, but these are all the, you know, different options you can do for different inspections here. I can select. So you know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to know. I know I'm still going. Isn't that crazy? So, you know, gosh dang. You know, a lot of these don't even apply to me, but you know, I don't know which ones in order I'm supposed to do. So anyways, that's what it's like, you know. So, you know, good luck with all these inspections, and hope your inspectors are, you know, kind of, you know, helping you out a little more. And I have to say, this flexible tube I've got here, you know, drain, I mean, it does have International Plumbing Code certified, and, you know, these other ones are whatever certification, you know. So how it works in like the rest of the world except for Klamath County, Oregon, I don't know, but, you know, be careful of that. This isn't good everywhere. Alright, so one of my fails off the checklist, you know, to do, but realistic. Now I got this hose thing coming out the side of my house. Whereas before, I mean, it's really just a emergency vent pipe for gases if it ever got, you know, used ever. So it's probably never ever going to get used, you know, hopefully ever. But anyways, it would have just vented down to my I don't have a foundation, so it would have vented basically the ground with plastic on it and flowed like 1 foot over and soaked in the ground the same place as this one. So that to me is just silly, but on to the next silly one. I tried getting a blank plate and drilling a hole in it, but the thing just shattered. So I thought I'd use a light plate as a cover, but the screws are in different spots, so it really won't work. So now I got to rethink this, what I'm going to do here for this stupid cover. I mean, there's no purpose at all in this thing. There's no connections or anything in this box. It's just straight wire out of the wall. So yeah. Hey, so I went out and I took one of these blank plates and I used my Dremel with a grinding wheel and switch sides, and so anyways, I got a hole in one of these, but otherwise I think any blade you use will catch plastic and crack it. So well, at least I got 2 of the 3 done. I'm gonna go look at that sink, see how I'm gonna fix that. But the bad thing is I gotta wait an entire week now to get another inspection, because it's already Wednesday. They only inspect Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I have to wait till next Tuesday now to get an inspection. So I got a whole week. So anyways, I got my closet doors and shelves, so I'm gonna just do that too, since I got time to burn. Okay, so I apologize now. It's kind of a long story about my my inspectors, but anyway, so the first final inspector, he came over, he was pissed at the world. He's pissed. And anyways, I forgot to say, once I learned half the stuff he was pissed about was me not scheduling the right things. I was like, gosh, I'm so sorry, gosh, stupid me. And then he took it down like a notch, but he was still just pissed. All right, so the next morning, about 8 o'clock, the second inspector, he calls me up, says, I'm right down the road, I'll come over to help you out with that stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he's coming over. So I had to hide my bed and everything, because really I can't be living in here until I get that final. But I mean, I sold my house, I got nowhere else to go, I'm homeless really, so this is my home. And anyway, so he came over and he was like, okay, let's take care of this together, let's get things figured out, let's get her done. And I'm like, wow, all right. So he's got a great attitude. He's an inspector I had before. So he goes, okay, first let's take care of this past stuff. And he goes, you never had your rough mechanical inspected? And I was like, yeah, I did. I said, remember, you had me tear out the 4-inch pipe and I had to replace it with a 6-inch and had to cut through my roof, remember that? And he's like, oh yeah. So that was okay. And then he was like, well, you never had your rough plumbing inspected. And I was like, yeah, remember, you were underneath the house with a camera talking to a plumber and everything got okayed, even though I failed before from this other guy. He was like, oh yeah, okay. And he was like, did it get inspected at the septic, where it hooks in? I was like, well, yeah, He's like, who did that? And I was like, I don't remember. And he's like, well, I won't make you dig that up, but, I asked them too, like, are you sure I can fill this in? And they were like, yeah. So anyways, I learned really that, the government is not going to take responsibility for its incompetence. So if they did not write that stuff down, I mean, heck, you would have to be tearing out walls, doing all kinds of stuff possibly, just to get stuff, re-inspected. That's what I don't like about this inspection stuff. By the time you find out something's wrong, it's kind of too late, and you have to, redo other stuff. So anyway, all that stuff got fixed. He said, yeah, take care of the stuff the other guy said to fix, and then schedule your appointment when I'm coming in, and I'll take it the rest of the way, get everything done. So anyways, so my three inspectors, different inspectors I've had on this job, have been totally different. The first guy was 80 years old. I learned he retired because he failed his tests. And I mean, I could tell when he failed my plumbing that he had no idea what he was talking about. Even I knew he had no idea. And that's why it passed later on. And so my first guy, he was totally incompetent. The second guy, I mean, who took care of this stuff is super nice, you know, really good customer relations, but he forgot to write down this stuff electronically, which would have screwed me. And then my third inspector was just mad at the world, and he would make life miserable. So, but you know, I just, there's not a good choice in there. You know, it's like our choice for president usually. I mean, gosh, which of the lesser evils do you want? I don't know. But anyways, that's my my experience with the inspectors here. But it sounds like things are going to go all right. But this is funny too. So the second inspector, he walks over to my handrail here, and he said, well, yeah, this won't do. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, you see, right here, there's no return. And this should be like a, you know, block of wood or something in here, and at the top too, you know. And I looked at him, and I'm like, why is that? And he's like, well, you could get your cuff caught in it. I mean, I can't even make this stuff up. And so, yeah, so, you know, I guess, you know, there's a lot of people been injured getting their cuffs caught in a rail and then, you know, falling downstairs or something, you know. But apparently, so I need those put on. So that's another, you know, silly thing I got to do. But what's really funny is the first inspector, he actually okayed my final building, which would include this stuff, and he didn't even notice that because he was storming by so mad. And with two inspectors, like not one of them has come over, looked underneath here to see, you know, how I attached it to the house, if I used, you know, joists on there, joist holders. They didn't look at anything. So, I mean, to notice this little tiny thing while, you know, the whole structure they really didn't look at is kind of unbelievable. And neither one of them has went into my well house because since, you know, my line itself was tested underground, I mean, I got a pump in there hooked to my well. I got a pressure tank, and nobody's even looked at that. So, and neither one of them walked around the house either. So, I don't understand these inspections at all. You know, wow, good luck on y'all. You know, hopefully you live in a different place where the inspectors work with you, you know, and help you through this process for sure. Hey, so I did get my sink all done, but you know, I was getting out from under there and I pulled my back really bad. And boy, that, you know, it's Thursday now and I've been pretty much on ice, laying, you know, down for days. I went to the chiropractor in Bend, but they actually made my back worse. So anyways, I got that done. The inspector came today. Inspected that, inspected, you know, my rails and whatnot, and so everything's good. It passed inspection, so I am finally done technically. I got my closet to finish up, you know, and paint some doors in here, but that's about it. You know, I'm just, you know, super glad to be done with this thing, and wow, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. I was going to, you know, think about my last video and I'd be just jumping up for joy, you know, to get my final done. And now with my back out, it's, you know, it's just bittersweet. It's like, yeah, I'm done, but I can't really move in here because I can't really move my stuff and I can't really work on my closet because, you know, my back's just not that strong right now. So, you know, but I am super jazzed to have this place, you know, done, and I'm going to go drink some beers, party like an 80-year-old man. Ow! Hey, it's been a while since I did a video, but I did get my occupancy permit. Look at that. Awesome. You know how long this took, though? I mean, from the time I said I'm done, it took about a month. And so even after I passed my final inspection, the inspector got back to me the next day, said I need these 2 forms signed, so I signed the form, sent them back. A week later, he says I never got the form, so I sent him the forms again. Then he said his printer was down. And so this took 2 weeks to get after I passed my final. And so, I mean, that's a long time if you think about it. I mean, really for this summer, like maybe 4 months. But a whole month of it was just waiting on this permit. So, I mean, that's like a quarter of my time just waiting on a permit. So, I mean, that's what sucks about this whole permit thing. It's not really the cost of it. It's just the time it takes to, you know, schedule appointments, redo stuff, get them over again. So, it takes a long time. But after my, it took about 2 weeks for my back to heal up. But then I got everything moved in. I got, you know, pictures up. I got my fridge, stove. So then it was like home. And so I've been a slacker ever since, you know. So I got to get back on, you know, finishing up the siding on the side. And I haven't messed with my doors inside. I've just been enjoying the summer since I passed the inspection. You know, figuring like I can wait on this stuff till it gets cold in the, you know, fall. So I've been enjoying life up here, but it really wasn't until I got all my stuff moved in and it was more like home. So, but let me show you how it turned out. Oh, and before I show you how it turns out, this thing, I added it all up. It cost me about $34,000 to build this cabin. I think I'll do a video on, you know, breaking down how much it costs for each part, but that's basically all it costs for this thing. That includes the fridge and the stove. Where my neighbor over here, he just had a concrete pad put in for his RV, or not RV, but a manufactured home, and it cost him like 40 grand. So, I mean, my whole house costs less than just this concrete pad, you know. So if you can avoid all these contractors and stuff, boy, you can save a lot of money. Okay, so here's my place. Da-da. Da-da. Look at that. Just like home now. You know, I always thought this place might be a little too small. You know, 430 square feet is pretty small. But it actually turned out really nice and roomy in here. So here's, you know, here's my new stove and fridge. You know, kitchen turned out just awesome. I mean, you have to kind of switch to smaller stuff in here, you know, like my table's pretty small. And that's actually like a desk to put stuff in, because boy, it's pretty tight here for storage. And I got my favorite pictures on the wall there. Those are my grandpa painted those for my grandma, so they're always like my favorite kind of family pictures. But here's my editing place for YouTube videos. So yeah, it turned out pretty nice. Here's my little cherry shrimp. They're pretty happy up here. And then of course you guys have all seen my my bathroom by now. Still happy with it, you know, everything looks really nice in there. I still haven't figured out some kind of trim to put in there. And then my bedroom, you can see my bedroom's pretty small in here. I don't have a whole lot of closet room, so actually since I don't really have room for a dresser in there, I got plastic containers, and I put all my clothes in plastic containers and put those under the bed. Like I said, the storage here is pretty tight, but it's still got, you know, enough room to walk around the bed and everything. So, I mean, there's not room for a dresser, but at least there's, you know, enough for a couple nightstands. And yes, I know, I got to get back on that closet door, huh? Even though it turned out really nice, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I would probably do differently on this build. You know, starting here, this countertop, I mean, you know, butcher block looks really cool and everything, but I mean, really it stains really easy. I thought it'd be kind of, you know, all natural with the mineral oil and stuff, but it's just kind of a pain to put that on all the time. I mean, you spill a little coffee, it's in the wood. So I'm not big onto this stuff. I think I would have got, you know, that regular Formica kind of laminate top. It would have been a lot easier to mess with, I think. And this thing, I mean, I really like this heat pump thing for air conditioning, but it's so big in here. I definitely would have put that up higher, and I think I would have moved it over above the window just to get more space in here. The way this door opens, I really don't like. You know, you open the door and it kind of goes into this door, and you got to swing it all the way open to walk out. And originally I had it open the other way, but I thought these two doors would hit each other, which they would have. But I think now I would have put this door going, opening this direction, and I think I would have just made like this door like a pocket door, put it in there. Boy, that would have made a lot more room, because this door is always, no matter what, kind of just in the way there. So that would have been a lot better. You know, and in the bathroom, you know, I think I would have not put this window in. Because I had that window there, then I always had to keep my shower, you know, a certain place. And I think I would have not had a window, and then you could have put a full-size tub in there. And that would have worked a lot easier. So I think I would have done that differently in there. And of course, in my bedroom, I think the only thing I would do differently is have a little more room. So I think this whole place, if it was just like 4 feet bigger, I would have had enough room to put in like a washer and dryer and a bigger closet. Just a couple more feet would have been, I think, a big difference. So I think a washer and dryer would have been, you know, a better idea. And on the outside, I would avoid the vinyl siding totally, and I would avoid the R5 insulation. I mean, if you got 2x6 walls, you can stick R21 in there, so you don't really need the foam. So I've just built with 2x6 walls, skip the foam on the outside. That was just a big pain. One of my other options, which I should have done, is to have a heat pump water heater. I didn't want to do one of those because they were, you know, big, and I would have to get a 50-gallon tank, and so I didn't do that. But thinking back on it, boy, that would have been better. Put in that heat pump water heater, skip the R5, just do regular wood siding, and then after everything got inspected, I could pull that thing out and put in a smaller water heater. And that would have been way easier. It would have been a waste of money, but I mean, to think how much I spent on this R5 and vinyl anyways, I mean, it would have been way better, I think, to do it that way. Hey, so that's it, I think, for this long series of videos on cabin builds. But anyhow, I'm sure I'll think of new videos to make in the future. But you know, thanks for sticking with me on this. And if you're going to build yourself, boy, good luck to you. I'm sure you can do it. I think you really just need to, you know, put a lot of effort into it. So maybe it'll take you, you know, twice as long than a contractor, maybe 3 times as long. It doesn't matter. You'll still figure it out eventually. You know, you'll have to do a lot of video watching. You'll have to redo stuff, but you know, it's really not that difficult. But thanks again for watching. Take care.